Hey, chat, we ain't wasting no time. We getting straight to it on, bro. First NBA part, first game of NBA 2K26, bro. Let's get straight to it. Shout out to my boy Joe Knows.
Straight into it. Y'all asked for raw, unedited NBA 2K26 gameplay, and I got exactly that here for y'all. I'm actually still in the hotel room. I was just at community day for 12 hours in the builder and getting some gameplay for y'all. And as soon as I got back to the hotel room, we're already editing and getting on the mic to talk to y'all about it. So drop a like on the video for me. I really appreciate it. Let's try to get this video to 10,000 likes and let's talk about it. All right. I'm in the white. I'm in the white jerseys. My team's white. Swag's in a black jersey. Swag is my pro-am team, and I play park with him for the last, I don't even know, 5-6 years. Me and Swag go way back. So we decided to match up in the My Team triple threat. So it's 3-on-3. We pulled up some My Team cards. Luckily, I was lucky enough to pull LeBron James. So we got some LBJ gameplay here for you for my first time on 2K26. And listen. A few things to notice about this gameplay. We were not able to customize our HUD. So we weren't able to turn off our shot meters. We were not able to change our shot feedback. We were not able to customize any of that stuff, okay? So that's gonna kind of hinder the gameplay a little bit. And also, it's literally our first couple minutes playing NBA 2K26. So there's gonna be some rough moments, but y'all wanted it unedited, and I understand why. Because y'all want to see the game speed. Y'all want to see how it flows. Y'all want to see this, that, and the third. So completely understand, all right? Now, I also want to mention, these are, the My Team cards for these NBA and WNBA players. So they have their own animations. And as y'all know, they're not optimized animations. Like when we make our My players, we find, the best escape to go with the best crossover, to go with the best behind the back, with the best hezzy, and it all comes together, and it's able to move a lot more efficiently and quicker and just better than the NBA and WNBA players because you got optimized SIGs. So my point is, some of the bursts that you're going to see in these gameplays, it might look clunky sometimes, but you have to realize a lot of these players don't have great SIGs attached to their My Team cards and whatnot. Like when you'll see the gameplay tomorrow and you see the builder and people, being able to test their builds. And when we tested the builds, we could customize the SIGs. You're going to see it's a night and day difference in terms of how people can kind of burst and speed boost and change directions and start to chain glitchy stuff together. And then of course when the full game drops and like the whole community's out there labbing, it really looks like we're gonna find some glitchy stuff because the bigger players, like obviously last year the small players could burst, the big players on this game can definitely move. You move a lot better than 2K25, that's for damn sure. Step back with Braun pulling up. Y'all already know how we're.
Is that an Insta green? Is that Insta green shot?
It's for damn sure. Step back with Braun.
Oh my God. I love it already.
You move a lot better than 2K25. That's for damn sure. Step back.
Instant green off the muscle. Yes, I'm happy again.
Braun pulling up. Y'all already know how we're coming with Braun on 2K26. All right. So make sure y'all tuned in tomorrow. My Braun build is dropping, and I'm excited for that one. But we're hot. We're up 11-2. Swag, I don't know what he's doing, but I'm trying to blitz the ball hand because I know Mike was talking about, how they nerfed the plucks and blitz steals will be rewarded. So I'm really trying to blitz the ball hand and go for him, but I'm getting called for a foul here and there. You do see, though, I don't know if you can tell in this, in my gameplay breakdown video that I posted earlier, I kind of talked about this. When someone stands still dribbling, you can't just like push up against them and just knock. Swag's giving me too much space. Braun's knocking it down yet again. 14-2. It's an absolute flood. But what I was talking about was when someone stands still dribbling, you can't just bump them out of like their combo. But as soon as they start moving and like trying to drive or trying to run to the side, then all of a sudden the body up like perimeter defense, you see like right there, that's Caitlin Clark like pretty much stonewalling LeBron James, which I know sounds crazy, but let's ignore the physics behind it in terms of the WNBA versus NBA players. I know people are probably going to freak out about that, but they already talked about how it's literally just when it comes to My Team, it's just attributes and badges and whatnot. But that's not the point of what I'm saying. The point of what I'm saying is when you're on the move, the defender gets much better bumps. When you're standing and you're trying to go, tween cross, you're doing like a size up or something. On 25, you could like run up to the guy and just bump him out of that dribble combo. It didn't seem to be the case on 26. when they're on the move and you cut them off, you do get a body up. But when they're standstill dribbling, which I guess is like real life, if someone's dribbling at the top of the key and you're a defender, you can't just run into them and just knock them backwards and knock them out of their dribble sequence, right? That would be called a foul. So I guess in that sense it makes sense. But I'm just reporting what I felt playing the game. You know what I mean? I felt like when I was standstill dribbling, I could combo all I wanted, and then as soon as I got on the move, if they got on my hip or they cut me off to the basket, there would be some type of physical collision animation, and that was something that I noticed that was different in terms of the body ups and the dribbling. But first game on 2K26, 21-7. Bron went crazy, 8 for 8, 2 for 2 from 3, so definitely happy about that. But now we're going to head over to the 2v2 courts. Me and Swag are going to team up. So let's get into the 2v2 game. Two courts, me and Swag are going to team up. So let's get into the 2v2 gameplay, and this is all users. This is me and Swag versus 2 users. I'm not really sure who it is. It's just, you know, letters and numbers as gamer tags, so I'm not really sure. But all 4 people on the court being controlled by users, so as you can expect, you know, we've been playing the game for 20 minutes at this point. It is going.
Look, I need to clip that for TikTok.
In terms of
Chat,
the body ups
I
and
think
the
we got a new
but
rip
first
system,
game
chat.
on 2K26, 21-7. Bron went crazy, 8 for 8, 2 for 2 from 3, so definitely happy about that.
New
But
rip
now
level
we're gonna head over to
system.
the 2v2 courts. Me
What does this mean? Bronze to silver? What's this about, chat? Y'all boys, let me know what that about.
and Swag are gonna team up. So let's get into the 2v2 gameplay, and this is all users. This is me and Swag versus 2 users. I'm not really sure who it is. It's just, you know, letters and numbers as gamer tags, so I'm not really sure. But all 4 people on the court being controlled by users, so as you can expect, you know, we've been playing the game for 20 minutes at this point. It is going to be a sloppy gameplay, but at least y'all will get to see some raw, unedited gameplay. And like I said, we couldn't customize our player HUD, couldn't turn off the shot meters. There's a lot of stuff that kind of made it even more challenging. But you get to see kind of a little bit more user on user action, because although last game it was me and Swag playing, there was still 4 AIs on the court. You know, it was more team control mode as opposed to single, you know, everyone controlling an individual single player on the court. So this is a nice little change of pace. Now I am curious, what are your thoughts already after watching me and Swag play that 3v3 there? Is there anything you saw that you liked, that you didn't like, that concerns you? You know, just what are your thoughts? Comment it down below. I will be reading the comments to kind of see where your guys' head is at, and then maybe even answer some of your guys' questions down there if I have time in between editing all these videos that I'm trying to get out for you guys in a timely fashion. As I said, I'm still, like I said, I'm in the hotel room. We're on the grind. I ain't gonna lie. Y'all know how I get this time of year. I do everything I can for y'all boys, and y'all always, you know, y'all always show love back. So, you know, the feeling is mutual. I appreciate y'all, and clearly, I mean, the way you guys support the videos, you guys appreciate it as well. So I love that. But let's keep it going. YsnDee with the block. Now, we've already seen YsnDee has the 99 block, so you would hope, right? You would hope he'd be able to get his hand on the ball here or there, and that was a nice inside block. Now, we're going to a little pick and roll here. I go up. You see, I try to go up for the dunk meter. He takes me out of the dunk meter, but it still converts to a layup, and usually it is a makeable layup. It's not like a sliver of a green window. Like, that was a pretty decent size green window on the layup. And of course, you can see the green window. We already knew this, but you can see the green window again on the dunks and the layups. So that is a beautiful thing. And thank goodness for that, you know, revision, going back to the way it used to be. But check this out. Again, the shot meter just messes with me, bro. I try to pull up. I'm shooting a bounce back half bar. Iverson is pulling up in the corner. He's knocking it down. Me and Swag are down 7-4. It ain't looking too good. But I'm about to turn up and take this thing over with LeBron. Now, you're about to see here in just a second. AI pulls up and he misses, and then Swag's going to hit me on the kick out. I'm going to drive in and go in for a meter dunk here, and it's a good-sized green window. And, I mean, Jokic is in the paint, but it's not like a... You know, it's not like he's really like putting me into a contact dunk animation or anything like that, but it just feels like a good time to kind of talk about my thoughts on the driving dunks and finishing in general from what I saw. I did talk about it in my gameplay breakdown. If y'all didn't watch that earlier, I definitely recommend y'all check that out. But finishing on this game, one thing I noticed is size really matters. And I think this was true in 2K25 as well, but you couldn't really, you know, you didn't have the visible green window to back it up. But we know on the perimeter, right? If you're a tall player, it's a lot harder for them to contest you. You know, you're shooting over those and you know, blah, blah, blah. Y'all get what I'm saying in terms of the perimeter. But in the paint, I feel like the same thing is true. In the gameplay breakdown I did a lot of testing with, like, Ja and Ant, you know, smaller dunkers. And then I also had Giannis, who's, you know, 6'11, a much bigger player. And it just felt like Giannis was getting more consistent, good sized green windows. Now, there was times where his, you know, shrunk and whatnot, but it really felt like finishing also not just depended on your attributes and badges, but the size of your player. And I feel like to an extent, it makes sense, right? Like, Ja Morant coming full head of steam, it's scary, but Giannis coming full head of steam is frightening. Like, that's a really difficult thing to stop. And although they're both great dunkers, great finishers, that's how it was last. You got to lock in, and actually, gameplay breakdown is the place to go check it out. And that video is going to